Hello, today we're going to do a quick pranayama practice. So we're going to use breathing techniques, different techniques to quite quickly change our atmosphere. So I'll suggest that you start seated. You can sit on a blanket, you can sit on a bolster, you can sit on a block. I'm sitting on a block on the long side in Virasana because that's what is most comfortable for me. But sit however you like, just make sure you have enough height so that your hips are higher than your knees. You can, whenever you're ready, rest your hands either on your lap, on your knees, or cup your heels with the palms of your hands. And then you'll close your eyes and you'll come to just breath observation. So you'll inhale and you exhale normally, and you let your awareness, you let your focus, you let your attention rest on your breath. You'll try in these first few moments to let your breath be as quiet as possible. You can imagine that it's almost invisible. It's almost not there, but it is. See if you can make the breath as thin as you can. But start hunting for the cues. Start hunting with your attention for the movement, for the sound, for the sensations associated with breathing without making your breath any wider, any bigger. Make your attention bigger, make your attention wider, but let your breath be soft. Good, and then slowly we'll start pumping the breath a little bit stronger, a little bit more dynamic, and we'll start rocking the pelvis, tilting the pelvis back and forth. So we'll inhale, tilting the pelvis forward, and we'll exhale, rocking the pelvis back. So when you inhale, you go towards your pubic bone. When you exhale, you go towards your coccyx. So you'll start inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. The breath sounds something like it's a breath that is called Bhastrika. It's a bellows breath. So it's dynamic on the inhale and on the exhale. And it's almost as if you are starting to rev your engine. You are starting to put yourself in movement, in motion, to get a little bit agitated. So first you can go quite slow. It's like you take your bike, you start riding, you're not sprinting straight away. But then you're going to start to find a pace that is a little bit faster. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. And what we're doing with this one is we are creating a little bit of heat. We are creating a little bit of friction. We are kind of kicking our asses a little bit, getting out of lethargy, getting out of not moving, maybe feeling a little bit sluggish, maybe just feeling a little bit overwhelmed, maybe having a lot of ideas, thought, maybe not enough. However, we are starting to put a little bit more movement. We are starting to start a spark at the base of our pelvis, and with the breath, we are bringing more air. We are bringing more oxygen so that the spark can turn into a big fire. So keep going for a little bit longer than what you want, and keep finding this friction, this movement of rocking back and forth, and that is the movement that is going to bring you the spark. It's like rubbing the match on the side of the matchbox so that you can have that spark, and then you bring the breath so that you can have a big flame. So maybe you are starting to feel the heat. Maybe you are starting to feel the friction. Keep going for just a little bit longer. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then stop in the middle. And you won't stop just straight away. You'll just hover around center. And then change your hands. Maybe place your hands at your hips, maybe place your hands at your knees, and start drawing big circles. So instead of going back and forth, now you're moving your waters, you are churning your waters, go in one direction first, and imagine that you can really go in all directions. Imagine that your pelvis is like a big pot of stock, and you are just moving it away, washing it away, so that the water can become moving and not stagnant. So that the water can be fresh, it can be running water, and it's not like a pond of smelly, stagnant water. So switch the direction. Here your breath is a little bit more natural. If you know Ujjayi, you can come to an Ujjayi breath. It's a breath that is making the sound of the wind, the sound of the water, the sound of the ocean, the sound of the tide. So if that is familiar, you can inhale left and exhale right. Otherwise, just breathe normally, but stir yourself around. So you're stirring yourself around center. Right before, you were going through center. Now you are going around it. And then stop in the middle. Give yourself a moment. Place your hands on your thighs and come back to this back and forth movement, this kind of like lighting a fire, inhaling and exhaling, Bhastrika, bigger breath, but find the friction also in your hands. So you're rubbing your palms on your pants, you're rubbing your palms on your legs, and you are creating heat underneath the palms of your hands. So keep going and maybe go a little bit faster, like go crazy fast for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then inhale, exhale, hover in the middle, give yourself a moment to reorganize. Maybe you still feel the heat underneath your palm. Maybe you feel already a slight shift, kind of a shift in the atmosphere. And then you'll open your windows. This is what we'll do. But for that, you'll bring your palms and your elbows together. So the center of the palm and the pointy edge of the elbow are like clicking together. It's a bowl and a mid-fit. And we'll inhale, rising up, exhale, going down. Inhale and exhale. And instead of thinking of just going down and up, imagine that your arms are making a big sphere around you. They're going forward and up, and then forward and down, so that you are creating half a sphere around. And imagine that this is you actually opening the windows of the lung. So changing the atmosphere, the easiest way to do so in your place, in your home, is opening the window. If it smells funky, you open the window. If it's too warm, you open the window. If it's too cold, then you have to have a technique to close the window. If it smells bad outside, you have to have a technique to close the window. So it's kind of the same idea here. We are just checking, can I open my windows? Can I close my windows? Maybe you feel that the air is getting different. We'll keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time, stay up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold the breath at the top, and then 3 little sips of inhale through the mouth. Hold it full. Exhale, let it go. Place your hands on your lap. Give yourself a moment once again to reorganize, to come back to more of a neutral breath. You'll make fists with your hands, and you'll place your fists at shoulder level, elbows at shoulder level as well. Kind of the same movement that we started with, this rocking back and forth. But now we are bringing the arms with us. We are bringing the upper body. We are bringing our middle floor with us. So before we were focusing on the lower body, we were focusing kind of like the basement, going deep. Now we are going to work a little bit harder. So that's why you're making fists. And you keep inhaling and exhaling, pumping the breath in Bhastrika. Keep lifting the elbows high enough so that you have space on each side of your body, and start pumping in and out, opening and closing the front of you, opening and closing the back of you, rocking forward and back. So in this floor, there's a sense of handling, there's a sense of doing work, of doing a little bit more labor, of maybe struggling a little bit more. So maybe you feel it in your arms. You feel that the fire has a different quality. There is a fire. It's a fire that is building maybe in your arms, maybe still in your hips. Maybe that fire is rising, because heat is always rising. See if you can keep going for a little bit longer, inhaling and exhaling. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then inhale, you rise your arms up, hook your thumbs, and then same thing. Inhale. And then 3 little sips through your mouth. Hold it full. See if you can soften the muscles of your face, but still hold the pressure. And then exhale, let it go. Imagine that the breath is raining all the way around you when you let it go. Give yourself a few breaths. See once again how fast the breath can come back to this very thin, very spontaneous, almost as thin that you don't even notice it, state. Good. And then once again, you'll open elbows and you'll cup your shoulders with your hands. So open the elbows as if your elbows were a level tool. You can think of elbows like the kidneys of your arms. So it's like the middle piece of your arms. It's your level tool. Is what brings you equilibrium. So bring it high so that they're at the same level. You have the same space on both sides of your trunk, the same space for your organs. And then you'll inhale and you'll exhale. This time inhale left, exhale right. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. You can look in front of you as this feels a little bit dizzying. If it's okay, you can keep your eyes open and you can look all the way around. So when you turn to the left, you look a little bit more with your right eye. When you turn to the right, your left eye is going to see everything that is around, and you'll keep spinning and spinning and spinning. So in this one, feel that you are really anchored through the center. So your perineum is really your anchor into the floor, and then you are spinning around your axis as if you could go higher with the crown of the head, as if you could find a little bit more air, as if you were making whipped cream here instead of churning butter. Give yourself 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then inhale, stop in the center, hook your thumbs, same thing, in, and then 3 little sips of breath. Hold it full. Exhale and let it go. Let go of your hands, give yourself a few moments. Imagine that you are like a snow globe that someone took out of the shelf, and every time you're doing one of these agitating techniques, one of these dynamics techniques, it's like you are shaking that snow globe, and then you put it back onto the shelf and you let all the little snowflakes go back down. So maybe you can feel it inside of you, this kind of like impression of floating and of settling down, going back to a state that is more neutral, but keeping a little bit of that elevation, of that levity. You'll interlace your hands and you'll place your hands behind your head. So you'll find this idea of the mitt is your head, the mitt are your hands, the bowl is your head. And so it fits, the head fits into the head fits into the hands. You can slightly lean back and you'll open the elbows and then close. Open and close, open and close when you inhale and exhale. In, out, in, out, in, out. Let your gaze slightly lift, because once again, we go up a floor. So we are not in the floor of handling anymore. We are in the floor of the vision. We are in the floor of the head, of the creativity. You are at the top of the mountain and you catch the vision. So keep pumping and keep bringing air, keep aerating yourself, but this time you are kind of ventilating your brain. You can imagine that you are ventilating the upper floor. It's not the same if you open the windows on the first floor or if you open the windows on the penthouse. The wind is bigger up there. The agitation, there's more in your head. So keep going a little bit further, maybe a little bit faster, but see if you can keep a piece of you, a piece of your mind into your hips so that you can still find this anchor. And you don't go like all the way up into the air. You don't go all floaty. You stay embodied. Keep going from that 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then inhale here, exhale here. Keep your hands as they are, and we'll inhale left, exhale right. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Good. So now you're catching a twist once again. But as you can see, since we're going up a floor, it feels different. It's not as ample, it's not as wide. You cannot see everything that is around you. You are not like on ground level, at sea level, and you can see everyone coming so super high. You are at the top of the mountain, so maybe your view is not as clear. Of course, you can see everything that is below, but there might be other mountains. So on the left and on the right, your elbows are framing your vision, so that when you go left and when you go right, you go less far, but you can go more up. You can reach like your head into the clouds, your head into the stars a little bit easier. So keep going and maybe pick up the speed and go a little bit faster for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then same deal. Inhale, hook your thumbs in and in. Hold the breath. 3 little sips of air. And then exhale, let it go. Let it go and let everything settle back. Maybe place your palms facing up, as if the breath was raining all over you and you can catch the raindrops, the snowflakes into your palms. into the cups of your palms. Then turn your hands onto your thighs. Find the contact, find maybe the heat. And come back to your breath observation. After manipulating, after getting frantic with the breath, after getting dynamic and fast, see how quiet you can be. The breath is still here, but it's almost as if you were hiding behind a tree to watch it, to observe, to see how it's behaving. As if you are trying to make yourself as little as possible so that you are not disturbing it, you are not interrupting it. We'll take a few breaths, pulling the breath in through the mouth, through the teeth almost. So you'll inhale, pulling the breath through your teeth. You have to close your teeth and open the mouth a little bit, and you'll exhale through the nose. Inhale. And exhale through the nose. Keep going at your own pace. The inhale is through the mouth, in between the teeth. The inhale is cool and refreshing. Imagine that you're pulling in cool air, and the exhale is warmer through the nose. Imagine that you're getting rid of all the excess heat that is trapped inside of you. All the excess heat that maybe you build during this dynamic practice, but that you don't need anymore. The inhale is really this pulling. It's this refreshing idea of drinking from a straw when it's really warm, like a really cold beverage. And then the exhale through the nose is getting rid of that excess heat. Just one more. Inhale, cooling, inhale. And then exhale. And let it go. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I'll see you next time.